I'm getting there. Number 11. Let's see. This it? Yep. All right. So this one here, yeah, if we plug in 0, we get a 0 in the denominator, right? And on top, if we plug in 0 here, we get 3 squared minus 9, which is 9 minus 9, so that's zeros, right? So we have a 0 over 0 situation. So this is something we should be able to algebraically manipulate. And so this case, it's kind of factored partially. And so really what we want to do here is expand. And so the limit as h approaches 0, and this is, by the way, modeled after the limit definition of the derivative, which we'll learn later. So this is kind of something that you'll see a lot of expressions that look like this in the near future. So if I expand this, and remember there's a shortcut to this that you may know, but the other way to do it is just to FOIL it like that, right? So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times h is 3h, h times 3 is 3h, and h times h is h squared, right? And so you end up with 9 plus 6h plus h squared, right? And if you did the formula, you got exactly that. So that's what this comes out to. Then I'm going to bring over the minus 9, right? That's just sitting there. Then the h on the bottom. So what happens is these 9's cancel each other out, right? And so we end up with the limit as h approaches 0 of 6h plus h squared all over h. And now we can see that we can factor out an h here, right? So we can take out an h. So we end up with 6 plus h all over h. And the benefit of that is these will cancel out, okay? And so we end up with 6 plus h as h approaches 0. And once we get rid of our fraction, especially our denominator, especially the variable in the denominator, now it has to be a direct evaluation, right? There's a polynomial now. So we can just plug in 0. So that's just going to equal 6 plus 0, which is 6. And so that's going to be our final answer. All right, now one thing to keep in mind is notice how I'm writing the limit all the way down, but I don't write the limit in the answer, right? So I drop the limit as soon as I plug in the value for that, right? So as soon as I directly evaluate or move to that step, I'm dropping the limit, right? Because now it's, that limit has been applied, okay? All right, so that's number 11.